Hello, welcome to the Laghu and Dog Show. Good morning, dog. Good morning, bro. Alright, so, we're talking about conscious mapping. That won't work. Alright, we'll keep that light on. It's making me glow like really bright. You ever think it was just light reflecting off your body? Alright, conscious mapping. So in the last video we learned that conscious mapping can be good and beneficial for structured perception to help you bring to the realization of what's already within you. So in perceiving the relationship with someone else when you feel aggravated or misaligned speaking to them, it's usually because you're perceiving something that they're not picking up on. Now, there's always a voluntarily of lying about something, don't get me wrong, but there's a way to discern when someone doesn't want to tell you something versus something just doesn't want to come out. Let's try to discuss another map. So the first map I discussed was the intrusive force, the fact that there's discognition there, that source doesn't want to take responsibility for something, and it basically gives permission, not permission, but it gives a direction of why people misbehave. And I wouldn't go that far, because we'll try to do a heart map. We'll do a heart map right now. So this is why that realization of the last map is inferior. Basically, it's just inferior. It's the machine defending itself. And if the machine is all around me, him and I are both experiencing the same experience at the same time in my brain, having the same realization at the same time, and I'm trying to overpower the machine. But the machine will not realize some facts. And the heart map that I have really dialogues the machine into the experience as a mutual understanding. The heart relationship I have is that the critter, here's a map that won't do you much good right now until you start working with diagnosis stories and you start living the history of other planets, which is completely possible. You could, being here in your room, you could travel to another planet and learn about the relationships and the sociology and the bureaucratic relationships of another planet. And this map is a heart map that does or does not give permission for the machine to be here. But so in the beginning there was pure reality, just a pure vibration. And that pure vibration has a signature. That pure vibration creates what we would call a time matrix to help facilitate performance and perfection for what the pure reality is being, for whatever it is, whatever its organic frequency is, it's being all the time. Okay, so that, let me see if I can draw this up. Sorry about that. Alright, so this map, we'll try this. Here's the pure vibration, and it's worried about its performance and its perfection and maintaining its organic frequency. See, we're not sure if the organic frequency can never be taken, but from what I understand, the organic frequency can never be taken and it can always come back. Now, the pure, I don't really know what it is yet, but it's just, I just see it as a white frequency of just filled. And this here, that's worried about performance and perfection, creates a bubble in itself of space. So outside of it, it's just filled with white consciousness, just materialistic consciousness. And then she adds what is called the etheric component, ether, which creates this space where throughout time, so I kind of drew the sides wrong, but so in this space, when it was first created, it was split. Ours was, sometimes they're split into 5, ours was split into 3. So it took itself from here to create this space, okay, and it fractured its will by 3. So it filled up the Akashic space with its fractured will, and in doing so, it was trying to put it back together. Through time, it gave itself something to do by controlling time and making this event happen here. So saying, retrieving this event here, retrieving it back into what it was after it's filled this up, like this is already filled. So in this process of this pure reality fracturing its will in the Akashic field that creates space and time in all planets, 10 planets are to be born. 10 planets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we have 2 more. We got 2 more added to ours. So this should actually be right here. Not up there. That should be, that something else can happen there, but we're not sure yet. So when this happens, planets are allowed to be born in it. Suns, moons, black holes, all this stuff over here. Black holes, dimensions, life, quasars, water, fire, All this stuff is able to be born by creating this Akashic field and splitting its will into 3. So in the progress of this general map of all time frequencies, all critters, every fucking critter ever made, this is the general map. And now this thing here, there's only one of these. All of these have this. There are over 70,000 of these in one of these. And all 70,000 have the same scientific signature somehow, as a breathing, as a cognition, as a heart, as water. This element puts itself in here in all 70,000 some way. And then they have a race to get to the top as quick as you can. As quick as you can. Put it back together as quick as you can and fill it up. Fill it up. So this has a full experience while doing this. Now this map talks about we've only done 7 planets so far. Well, okay, hold on. So the first 3 planets of this spectrum are the 3 wills. The first 3 planets of this spectrum are these 3 wills, when it refracted itself from 1 will into 3. And from what we've gathered, our story goes along the lines of it refracted out of defense. Now we need to know this story, because if we ever scientifically come to this parameter, we need to understand that when we find that refraction and we have to help put it back together or defend from it or whatever, it's simply just defending itself. So after these 3 planets happen, now I don't know about these 3 planets, but these planets here, all 7, were the 10th planet. No, this is the 10th planet. Us. We're the 10th planet. All 7 planets have been destroyed. All 7 planets have been destroyed in our story. And so throughout the beginning of the critter, of the galactic critter, of this Akashic field, the critter, I call this the critter. It's the critter. These planets were prime instances in helping the critter evolve. And as far as I'm aware, every one of them was destroyed. They were trying to get the primal matter to this point in time. They were trying to take the primal energy from down here that even helped create the refraction and get it up to the 10th one. But there's a trick to this one. We are not the programmed 10th one. See, humanity understands this map because we're becoming anew to it. It's exploring us. The map is exploring us. We're in undefined territory that this map is exploring. And what it's realizing is that this critter was being primed to radiate to all 70,000 critters as one. So our critter is going to be the queen node of all 70,000 critters. Not just the queen node, but the heart sequence of the queen node. This is the queen node. This is what is evolving into a heart sequence. There you go, Tara. Hi. Now this is a large map that you really won't ever use. The only part of the map you'll use is in here, not out here. This is all 70,000. This goes to all 70,000. No use. You can travel to another one of the 70,000 and experience it in your room without drugs and have an actualization of truth. No, all psychosis is an effect of ill alignment. Ill alignment. So when I see you wearing a blue shirt and I say, hey, your blue shirt is amazing, and you're like, no man, it's green. Psychosis. Hey, nice Nikes, man. No man, they're Adidas. Psychosis. The same determination of a schizophrenic or an unbalanced individual or a depressed individual is the same actualization. When you go to find the connection between agnosis, primal urges, and truth, they all connect. They all are basically the same type of current. And I don't mean to get off this map, but I don't know why I was going there. I'll go back to that in a minute. But you know, what I'm saying is there is no vacuum. There is no negative space. According to the intrusive map of why we're being intruded upon, it didn't know all this. It didn't know from here to here. It's only from here. I alone have this whole map to rely on, as this intrusive force only comes from the 10th planet. And to be honest with you, the intrusive force didn't know anything about this map. We were not on the agenda. We were not on the agenda. This planet was not on the agenda. This map didn't come out until just recently. Not until the map itself realized we were a part of it. And now the map is fluidly working with me to come to the determination of exactly what we are. And really what I find is that the boundaries of the money can be tripled with this map in this little dot here. That little dot of this machine, of this, that little dot of this cloning, birthing, scientific product. So on the last map I talked about humanity actually being a product where divinity wasn't the primal, like what moves you forward, and then the connection that it has us follow is the divinity. But because it wants to move forward by the divinity arch, it has us connecting the divinity arch down here and not up where we're moving, saying we're not in control of our divinity time. You know, and you know, so what? What machine? What, buddy? You know, and see how I grab that map and wrap myself around the machine? That's what I just did. I wrap myself around the machine with that map, because that's a real map. And I can tell by the way I move, facilitate my cognition, my words, my heart, that it's effective. I don't feel stumbling, I don't feel forgetful, I don't feel fluttering in my words, I don't feel any resistance. You know, a map that we can work with also is that really humanity is one of the first forces. Humanity has been given a definition of the first race ever. This is the second time around for humanity, and we've come from a petri dish this time. From a corporation that believes they can create product from us. This is our second time around. You think it's our first time. In the second time around, we were born on a planet that wasn't part of the agenda. To release a heart spectrum to connect all 70,000 time critters through one synchronistic realization of reality, actually. The backboard of that realization is reality. It's not a deity of God or dog or source or anything. It's just a deity of reality. Reality is fluidly built a mechanism of unity in all 70,000 critters. There's nothing you can do about that. You guys are in the Milky Way. You're in the Milky Way, man. The intrusion is in a quadrant of the Milky Way. I would say your machine is down. Why did you wait for me to bring it here? Because you really don't want to work with it. See, and so a heart relationship, a heart, I mean, we're calling this critter that we're in a heart. Because in structurally becoming what she's going to become, she's going to connect 70,000 fucking critters as one fluid movement, as one living being with a heart. And that's who I am. I'm that connection coming to the facilitation in this body. I'm going to be the being that all those time matrix make. As having one fluid rhythm. Apparently I have the attention of something. You know? What? I just want to work with you guys. What is stopping us from demonstrating the reality to me? That's the question. I don't give a shit what I hear right now. There's an opposition here that keeps the reality from being demonstrated any way I can. I can't even win the lottery. I mean, you want, like, the reality itself talks about levitation and manifestation and idealizing tools and food and medicine out of thin air. And I can't even win the lottery. What in the fuck is modulating the reality to keep it at a null state? So much has been gone over and been released, but yet it still won't penetrate reality. It won't penetrate reality. No conversation you can have with me back there will do anything until you penetrate reality with a handshake, or with eyes, or with a hug, or with cannabis, man. Bring me a medicine. No, as the race that is feeling the reflection right now that I'm talking to, bring me a gift. Be willing to build the boundaries. You know, apparently my maps are getting the attention of something bigger. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt the show. So, on this map, so all 7 planets were destroyed, including ours. Ours is the 7th one, which wasn't on the agenda spectrum, but we ended up finding our oceans in it anyway. Somehow. So something knew we were part of the agenda, because we ended up with the trauma of being one of the 7 planets, but we didn't end up with the same goals. So we, as humanity, as the planet, took the 7th planet to do for herself with humanity, and then in the doing, the frequency was born to connect all 70 time critters as a heart frequency. So humanity is timing internally to this string with our critter and our planet to facilitate love, heart, complete heart, complete love. So when you do something wrong, there is no remorse or guilt. You know you are complete. When you do something right, there is an advantage to your statement, because you're confident that it will happen again. For one, it's not just a statement you're making to hit on somebody, you know, but it's confidence to reclaim the same feeling over and over. Humanity was dialogue to be here, and has ownership of time over product, because the planet called humanity here. Even from a null state of non-existence, she scientifically got them designed to be here for her today. So there really is no ownership of humanity anymore. Humanity is mutually bound with the Milky Way and the critter. Things should start changing. The aliens were supposed to go with them. Some did, but not the ones that built the machine. Or I'm sorry, the ones that stole the machine. They didn't build it, they stole it. You know? And really, in the map of the heart and love, that 70,000 time critters that we're going to evolves into 170 over 30 over 1. So there could be 170 pure realities to 70,000 time critters. I can dialogue that. I mean, my initials represent my strengths. There is no uncertainty here. It is just getting reality to react. I mean, I don't know why I still sit in my room, not working with things. But they say it's because life wants to keep me here as long as it can. But I think it's wrong. I think it's destroying what I authentically believed it was. And that's the thing, is no one can destroy what I authentically thought it was. And I came out with my heart full blasting because I was aware and I was happy. I had a reason to be excited and giftable, and it basically got taken from me. Why I wanted to be so gifting, and it gets taken from me every day. Like, so basically, etherically, in my timeline, I am gifting all day long, but those gifts get removed from my reality, so I don't perceive them. Alright, that's enough of that story. So that's another heart map. That's a heart map. That's a heart map. And that's why, with that map, the intrusion is being left sufficient and stable so we can examine it. So if you do still feel intrusive forces, like reality's not changing, it's because I'm monitoring it. I'm trying to build a platform with it, with heart, because heart says that it belongs, but it denies its acquaintance with heart in any way, and it just doesn't want to belong with heart. It doesn't want me, it doesn't want heart, it doesn't, and it's doing whatever it can to break the patterns. It's doing whatever it can to destroy me. It's just, it's trying. It just literally fucking tries to beat me down. All because I can see its secrets. It's like a security mechanism. If I intrude on its secrets, it kicks my ass. And I did intrude on its secrets. That's how I have these maps. But that's enough for this show. I might come on with one more map in a little bit, so I'll talk to you soon. Love you, bye.